honestly, every year the Steelers have good wide receivers. If you think back, they got Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, AB, Juju. I mean, Santonio Holmes. They just produce good receivers no matter who's in that system.
I think Ben's what makes the receivers. I think Ben.
Yeah, I mean Ben's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. 2 Super Bowls, Hall of Fame quarterback. And James Conner proved last year that he's a good running back. Okay, so I guess next we're going to move on to the AFC South. I guess since I started last time, I'll go ahead and start again this time. You want to do it that way?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. So this year, the AFC South, I think that's going to be another really competitive division. You got the Colts, super young, super talented. Frank Reich, not new head coach, he was the new head coach last year. Started out 1-5. Then he started out 1-5, and they ended up going 9-1 to the last stretch.
They killed it at the end of last year.
Killed it. Frank Reich was the quarterback coach for Philly on the Philly team that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now he's teamed up with Andrew Luck, who is arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Super young.
Envision this or plan this, but I am going to retire. This is not an easy decision. Honestly, it's the hardest decision of my life. But it is the right decision for me. For the last 4 years or so, I've been in this cycle of injury, pain, rehab, injury, pain, rehab. And it's been unceasing and unrelenting, both in season, and off season. And I felt stuck in it, and the only way I see out is
comparing to Peyton Manning.
As long as he stays healthy, Andrew Luck's gonna be a beast, you know?
Well, so apparently, was it Pro Football Focus has Colts offensive line, the best line in football.
Do you remember that video we watched of Quentin Nelson?
Yes, yeah.
That dude is a beast. And
yeah.
He was like, top 5 pick last year in the draft? As a rookie, he was disruptive, man. I mean, he's a great offensive lineman. They got Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack's a beast.
Yeah, he is good.
He's not really the best receiver out of the backfield, but he's a great runner.
He's got good vision.
T.Y. Hilton, they drafted a dude named Paris Campbell, who's a burner.
Yeah, I saw that.
They got Devin Funchess from the Panthers, big body. Eric Ebron, Jack Doyle at tight end. Great offensive line. They're stacked on offense. That's going to be no problem at all. Their defense is super stacked. They got Malik Hooker, Darius Leonard last year. He went off. I think he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure on that. Darius Leonard?
Yeah, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
He had like 180 tackles or something.
He was a monster.
As a rookie.
Yeah,
he was disgusting. I think the Colts are going to win this division. They were so hot last year. They got bounced out of the playoffs by the Chiefs. Which, I mean, the Chiefs are...
It was a good game, though.
Yeah, it was a great game. I think the Colts are going to be there again this year. They're going to be at the top of that division. Second in that division, I have the Texans. Texans, they have another franchise quarterback in Deshaun Watson. He's going to be around for 10, 15 years. He's a beast. He's a dual-threat quarterback.
And he is just going to take off. The defense drops deep. The offensive line does a nice job with protection, but after that, look at this.
He can run. He can hurt you on the ground. He's got a great arm. He's super competitive. And the receiving core is awesome. Dynamite. They got Kiki Cutie, DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller. I'm not really sure who their tight end is. They have Lamar Miller at running back, who's a good first and second down running back.
They just pay him a lot of money.
I'm not sure what they paid him, but I know they went out and traded for Duke Johnson, who's a great receiving back.
Yeah.
They gave a third-round pick.
So is Lamar. Lamar's good. He can catch the ball, too.
Lamar's decent, yeah. But they traded a third-round draft pick, or a fourth-round draft pick that could potentially turn into a third-round draft pick for Duke Johnson. That's a lot of draft. That's a lot of capital. Third-round draft pick, fourth-round draft pick. Yeah. That means that you wanted to go out and get a receiving back. Yeah. They went out and did it. I think that's going to help Deshaun Watson a lot for the dump down plays, stuff like that. That's going to be a really good offense. The defense is insane. Whitney Merciless at linebacker. They got J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, I heard they might not be able to pay him coming up. Yeah.
Well, this year they got.
Yeah,
I think they franchise tagged him this year.
Is that what happened?
They franchise tagged him this year, so after this year, they're going to have to franchise tag him again, which is a huge price tag. I think every year you do the franchise tag, doesn't the price
It
go
goes
up?
up, it goes
So they're going to be
up,
paying like $25 million next year if they do it again.
So what do you?
We
what do
just
you-
have no security then, really.
What do you think about? You were saying Watson as being a franchise QB. You know he was the most sacked quarterback in the league last year. How do you think like?
I think their offensive line is questionable. I don't think that's on Deshaun Watson, though.
No, it's definitely not on Deshaun Watson. I agree with that, but like.
Yeah,
how,
I mean,
how can you see them as a team improving if their offensive line hasn't improved?
Yeah, their offensive line isn't that good, but I think Deshaun Watson is one of them quarterbacks that
He's mobile.
he's
obviously.
mobile. He can make up a little bit for that
I think
offensive
he's
line not being
baller,
as good.
though.
He's a baller. He's a winner. He's a
Yeah,
competitor. Even at
absolutely.
Clemson, he beat Alabama. That's a hard thing to do in college. I think he's going to be. I mean, I think behind Pat Mahomes in fantasy this year, Deshaun Watson will be the number 2 quarterback for his dual threat ability, rushing touchdowns and passing.
Yeah,
Defense is going to be very good.
I'm not a big on scrambling quarterbacks, but he's one of my favorites since like Michael Vick era because he's smart with the ball. He's smart.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
force it.
And he's pass first. He only scrambles when he has to, and that's
Yes.
the major factor.
And
Same
he
with
doesn't
Russell
take
Wilson.
hits.
Yeah, he doesn't take
Yeah, he
hits. He's
slides a
smart.
lot.
He only runs when he has to. The quarterbacks that run first are the quarterbacks that aren't successful. They're flashy, and then sometimes they
Lamar.
look good. Yeah,
RG3.
Lamar. Yeah, RG3. You have to be able to pass first in the NFL today. And I think the Texans. I wouldn't be surprised if they won that division, but I think the Colts have it for now. Texans are going to be very competitive. Might get a wild card, and they can make some noise in the playoffs. I'm not sure. We'll see. That's what I'm excited about the season. The Jaguars, they traded for Nick Foles in the offseason.
It's an unbelievable call. This is like going for the onside kick against Peyton Manning because you don't want him to get the ball too many times. You don't think you can hold him out. And here we go. This could decide the game.
4th and goal. And they're going to snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught.
The biggest question for me is if Leonard Fournette can stay healthy.
Yeah, that was my biggest one too.
Right?
Okay.
Because if he stays healthy, they have one of the best O-lines. I think last year 4 out of the 5 starters were hurt on the O-line.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's huge.
That's massive.
You have to have a healthy O-line, and when their O-line is healthy, it's very good.
But think about it, when that happened, they still did pretty good. Then they
I
go
think they were 6-10 last year.
6-10,
5-11.
but still with having all them hurt
and Blake Bortles a quarterback.
and
he
Blake
would-
Bortles
he
and
exposed-
Fournette hurt.
Yeah.
Like
I think Blake Bortles exposed himself last year as the quarterback that he is, which isn't very good.
and that,
They went out and got Nick Foles,
Yeah.
which is definitely an upgrade, right? You guys
Oh,
agree with
I
that?
agree over Blake Bortles.
Nick
Yes.
Foles is an upgrade over Blake Bortles. Leonard Fournette, if he stays healthy, could have a big year. Could have 1,000+ rushing yards. They're probably going to start using. They traded away, or they didn't re-sign T.J. Yeldon, so they're probably relying on Leonard Fournette to catch the ball this year out of the backfield. I'm really big on Dede Westbrook this year.
J.J. Westbrook, yeah.
Dede Westbrook, I think he'll have a decent year out of all the receivers there. They have a bunch of mediocre receivers that could show out this year, but I'm really excited about Dede. And their defense, we all know the Jaguars' defense is good. It's going to be good every year in and year out. A.J. Boye, Jalen Ramsey.
Well, he's contacted right there on the face guard by Brown. Brown touched him. Yep. And again, all takeaways anyway are reviewed. So there's contact right on this swipe right there. He's down right there.
I mean, they're going to be good.
How about their sacks?
Yeah, I mean, they'll be all right. Calais Campbell, their defense is solid. I'm not worried about the defense at all.
defense
It's just
is good for
can
years.
the offense put up enough points? And I don't think they'll be able to.
2 years ago they were putting up some
Yeah, I
serious.
feel like that was like a weird outlier year. Remember that year they put
Because
up,
the year before then they had like nothing. I feel.
yeah, and then that's the year they went to the AFC Championship game. They beat the Steelers. They
Yeah.
put up like 40-some points.
Yeah, it's 45 to 42.
I feel like that was like an outlier year. That won't happen again.
Yeah, and then what?
They got
Patriots.
destroyed by the Pats.
Yeah, the Patriots destroyed them. And then moving on to the Titans, they got Mike Vrabel as a coach. He's a very defensive-minded coach. He wants to run the ball a lot, which they got Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis. They got a good offensive line. Marcus Mariota, I don't know. I don't really think he's a. You think he's a franchise quarterback?
You know they
If he
got.
stays healthy,
I think
he
he's
can be.
serviceable. He's like comparable to like Andy
I
Dalton.
think they brought in Ryan Tannehill. Didn't they?
They did. They brought in Ryan.
So-
that
Did
right
they?
there. Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that.
That right
Yeah.
there solidifies the fact that they don't really know what they have with Marcus Mariota. They're looking for other options, you know. They're not locked in 100% to Mariota, and I think that shows a lot. I don't think that he's a franchise quarterback. They're looking for whoever can do the job. They're going to be a run first team that relies on defense.
Derrick Henry, what was it, in like 4 games, he had like 600 rushing yards or
Past
something?
the last 4
Yeah.
But
games.
he's not going to be like that this year.
Yeah, I think
so.
he'll have a good year, but I don't think he's going to be as
He's
good
not
as he
gonna-
was in the last,
No.
whatever,
He hasn't
5
really-
games.
He hasn't really been that solid. Like, what is this, his 5th year or something? 4th?
I'm not sure. It's probably
Third.
close to fourth,
Third.
third or fourth.
He's still young, yeah.
He's still
Third.
pretty young.
So he could
He's
develop and just.
He is a freak, dude. What is he? 6'2", 240. One's like a 4'4".
That's
Yeah.
He's a
that's freak
monster.
of nature.
He's a monster.
He'd be, if I was that linebacker, I'd be scared.
I wouldn't
I'd be
care. I
scared to
would
go up
just dive
against
to his
him.
knees. There's no way I'm trying to tackle that dude. And remember that 99-yard run?
Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that and plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards.
Yeah.
On the 1-yard line, they handed it to him against.
He was
I
gone.
forget
But that
what it
game was like over with, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I just know I think it was against the Jaguars.
You know?
He ran 99 yards. And yeah, that's my ranking. I got the Colts, the Texans, the Jaguars, and then the Titans. Titans finishing out the division. That's
Alright.
it for me.
So I also have the Colts. With the past, I have the Steelers at 3 or 4. I have the Colts at 4 or 3. I have them at 4. Obviously, because I'm a Steelers fan, but I have them at 3 possibly. That's the other ranking I have them as. Just Andrew Luck. If he stays healthy, they're just gonna be phenomenal. I think Eric Ebron is gonna have. I was reading reports that Eric Ebron, from a lot of people, saying that he's gonna have a dramatic year.
You, the more famous person, you come through, and the sexy lady.
Look, end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Back shoulder to Eric Ebron. 7 yards from Luck and Indianapolis on the board.
That he drops in production from last year.
Yeah, well, last year they didn't have Jack Doyle the
Yeah.
whole season.
I had him in
It
fantasy.
doesn't matter. I think
Well,
Eric
now
Ebron's
Jack
gonna
Doyle's
have.
coming back. It's gonna lower his. You think it's gonna lower his production?
I think Eric Ebron. I think with Jack Doyle, Eric Ebron's gonna be explosive.
So you think he's gonna have a better year than last year?
Yep. I think
Fantasy wise,
I think
do you think he'll have a better
fantasy
year?
wise, I think Eric Ebron's gonna be a top 3 tight ends.
I had
Tom,
Ebron
that's
last
a hot
year.
Take.
Yeah, I had him last year.
That's
in
not
my
even
fantasy
that's
team.
not even my hot
That's
take.
a hot take.
That's
sir.
not even my hot take. Okay,
Top
so
3.
He had like
fantasy.
10, 12 touchdowns last
I
year.
think last year he was like 7 or 8 though for tight ends.
No, he was top 10 because I had 2 of the top
Top 10.
10
yeah.
tight ends in my fantasy
Yeah.
team this year.
and then
All right, yeah, go ahead.
I think
What else? What do you think about Marlon Mack? T.Y. Hill. What do you think about these guys?
I think the
Are they
offense
gonna
is going to be
produce?
explosive. Marlon Mack's going to be a
Okay.
good running back.
So you think the offense is going to be explosive?
Hines is going to be a great receiving back.
Raheem Hines,
Okay,
yeah.
so if we're talking about fantasy, which I don't think we are, we're just talking about stats, but I think Hines is going to be the 3rd down back. I think Marlon Mack's going to be the 1st, 2nd down back.
I agree with that, yeah. Get the
So
goal
it's going to
line
be tough for
carries.
fantasy to pick which running back you want. One of them's going to be explosive off the waiver wire.
But obviously you like the Colts a lot if you have them
Colt,
winning the
yep,
division, right?
I have Colts winning the division. Texans, 100%. But moving on to the Texans, I have them also. I have them as a 6. That's my favorite.
So you have them getting a wild card.
I have them getting a wild card,
Okay.
but they could also get the 5. I could see. Deshaun Watson is his huge year. It's like, not if he doesn't do anything, he's gonna get cut at all. But I think this is like the year that he either explodes or his shitty offensive line just shows how shitty they are, and they draft an offensive lineman in the next draft.
It's a delay right here by Geno Atkins. Down and around, just waits.
and get him help. Obviously,
Well,
they're deep.
They've had shitty offensive lines the first 2 years of his career, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, so
but-
what do you think they're going to do different? You think he's going to have a worse year this year?
No.
Do you think? What do you think? Do you think his year's going to be good or compared to last year, better?
I think
or
it's gonna be the
worse?
same.
Same. Okay.
Same. Obviously, their defense is really, really good. Merciless, J.J. Watt. Secondary's good. What do they have? Adoree Jackson. They have Adoree Jackson.
I'm not
okay.
sure the corner.
They have
Jonathan Joseph.
Jonathan Joseph, Adoree Jackson. I think potentially they could win the division, but I definitely think it's the Colts division.
I'm there with you. Yeah.
Let's go to the Titans. Mariota, his offensive line is terrible. It's just terrible. Do they go 9-7 again for the 4th year in a row? They went 9-7 for 3 years consecutive. They play the Browns week 1, and I cannot wait to see because I've really put the Titans just to kick the shit out of them. But however, that is my possible dark horse for the year. Because if Mariota does well, their offensive line does well, Derrick Henry does well, their defense does well, I think they could go 10-6, 11-5, and possibly make a wild card.
That run first approach with a good defense is potential's there.
The potential's there, exactly. I think this division's up in the air just as much as the Steelers Browns division. This division's good. Going to the Jags, Nick Foles. They just got Nick Foles. Saxonville. What's up with Saxonville? Are they going back to that?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Or are they going to be trash? Their defense is stacked. Jalen Ramsey.
They're Jay Boye.
Yeah, Boye. It's kind of worrisome. Like, could they potentially be as good as they were if Nick Foles produces just like he did in Philly? I think it's up in the air. I think this division is up in the air. I do think Colts win it, and my second prediction is Texans. However, I think the Titans could be the dark horse for the division.
All right.
How about you, Chris?
I mean, we pretty much just discussed everything, but I think this is going to be a tough division. I really could see the Titans turning it around, like you said. Mariota, he's had a rough couple years. Like, what was it, 3-4 years ago, I thought he was going to come out really strong. You know what I mean? This is like 7th year.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
No,
This is his fourth year.
Fourth year.
I thought he's been in the league longer.
No.
But still,
Fourth.
so I think I have them at the bottom, but I think it could easily be switched. Jaguars, I don't think Nick Foles is going to have a good year. I think...
Who do you think has a better year, Nick Foles or Marcus Mariota?
Mariota.
I think Mariota.
I think he's got better receivers. Didn't they just pick up someone?
They got Corey Davis, Adam Humphries. That was their biggest pickup of the offseason.
That's a terrible pickup.
He's a good slot guy.
No,
He's
terrible.
a decent slot guy.
He's a below average.
Yeah, Cole Beasley.
Below average. Cole Beasley.
He's a good wide receiver.
But I can see, I don't know, if Nick Foles does all right, the Jaguars' defense is so dominant that
Jags have better receivers.
It can carry an offense. It really can.
Is slowly deteriorating though.
Jags is a better
Losing
defense.
guys.
Okay, here we
A little
go.
bit.
Jags is a better defense. It's the only reason I think Nick Foles will do better statistically than Mariota. In the possible outcome that you just pronounced. Because Jags have a better defense.
Maybe. But,
I mean,
like, I don't know. I think the Colts, it's going to be between
You think
the
this
Colts
division's
and
up in the air,
Texans.
too?
A little bit, yeah.
I
But
don't think it's. You think it's up in the air?
a little
I
bit.
do.
The Jaguars
I
and
do.
the Titans can compete with the Colts.
Well, Andrew Luck.
Name one team in that division that can't compete for a title.
The Titans weren't very good last year.
They were 9-7 for 3 years in a row. They
9-7. So they're mediocre for 3 years in a row.
They're a possible wild
What
card.
made them get better?
They're a possible wild card in the AFC 3 years in a row.
If they can learn to put games away, too.
Didn't they get the wild card 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago, and then they got blown out by the Patriots.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're a wild card.
Yeah, they were a wild card team, yeah. And Jaguars went to the AFC Championship.
The thing with the Colts,
Their team's much different now, though.
the Colts though, if Andrew Luck's got to stay healthy. If he's not healthy,
If he stays healthy, if he stays healthy, that's with that Quentin Nelson pickup.
Every year that he's played,
Quentin Nelson's
played in the NFL, he's been healthy. He's been a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah,
top 3.
He's been
He's
been
a beast.
really
Andrew
good.
Luck's the franchise quarterback. There's no doubt about it.
He's
And then,
unbelievable.
then we talked about the Texans. Deshaun Watson, I really do like him, and that's another quarterback that could get injured. He's got one of the best receivers in the league. I think the best receiver in the league, DeAndre Hopkins.
Field as well. Did he secure this catch? It may not count, but my gosh, he caught. Hey, John, oh my! He sure did. I mean, how good is that? He caught one on Sunday against Jacksonville, 31-yarder, and it was about as.
Because DeAndre Hopkins puts up numbers every year. It doesn't matter what quarterback it is.
Athletically, I feel like it's him or Julio. Those are the 2 top athletic receivers.
I think they're free. They're straight freaks. Like I think it's impressive. I think I give it to DeAndre just because the whole quarterback topic. He's had like what 4 or 5 different quarterbacks come in there, and he's still like top 3 receiver.
Yeah, I mean he's a match-off. Yeah, I mean he's had.
Even as a Steelers fan, I'd say he's better than AB.
I think so. But I got Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Titans. That's how I got.
You have Jags second?
No, Colts, Texans, Jags, Titans.
So
You have Texans last.
I said Colts, Texans, Jags, Titans.
Yeah, he has Texans second.
No, he said Jags, or he said
No,
Colts, Texans, Jags, Titans.
Yeah,
so Titans last.
Yeah, Titans last.
You have Texans last.
Titans last.
Titans
yes.
last. It sounds like you're saying Texans.
No, he keeps saying
No.
Texans last.
No, Titans.
Yeah, I have
I'm
Titans.
saying Titans last.
I
Yeah.
have Titans last. Yeah.
I also had them last.
Do you?
Yeah, I also had them last.
Wow.
I feel like they're trying to do the Seattle approach where they're run heavy, but I feel like they're just not built. They don't have a good enough defense.
That's crazy. I think we both have Titans as
I don't think
last.
they're there. I mean, maybe in a couple. They could prove us wrong, because I feel like that blueprint is the next blueprint that's going to take all the NFL. Run heavy, good defense, because all these teams are built for pass heavy.
And you switch it up and
You got to attack their weaknesses, which is going to be run
tire
heavy.
out the defense.
Thank you, Aaron. Andrew Luck. His team ran for over 400 yards a week ago now. Stephen Taylor out of Mansfield, Texas, will be the first running back that they've set a wildcat. They're going to give it to him late and throw it. Going to go deep down the middle. Going to go for a scoring strike. Tackled at the 15-yard. Louisiana. Keep it. Touchdown, Andrew Luck. Great sleight of hand. I thought he had given it to the lead full. Luck. Lobs got one-on-one. Touchdown, I believe. Yes, it is indeed.
Talk about your teammates. Talk about the effort right there to recover the ball in the end zone.
Unbelievable. They're just characteristic of this team, don't stop, never quit. So proud to be a part of this team. Unbelievable.
Andrew, after you threw the interception in regulation, I saw your expression over on the sidelines. You got upset, but how did you calm down?
I realized, we still have time left. Still time to atone for your mistake. And I was very grateful for that. I'm grateful the guys trusted me and believing that we could go back out there and score.
What did you learn about yourself in the final drive to tie it and then going into 3 overtimes?
I don't know if I learned it. Yeah, I'm glad it happened. I don't know if it'll be a learning experience down the road. I was just relieved to score.
And finally, you told your team when USC took the lead to begin with, we need this adversity. What did your team prove against their toughest competition?
I think obviously USC, great team. What an unbelievable opponent to go against. But there's tough times during the season. So glad for our team for sticking it through. Just unbelievable. So happy.
Congratulations.
With the first pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Andrew Luck, quarterback, Stanford.
There we go. He's got to hang up with his boss and hug his mom. A neat moment for a young man of a former quarterback of the National Football League, a former quarterback teammate of Peyton Manning's dad, Archie. He is now getting the pin. His mom is pinning him with the blue horseshoe, and the handshakes are all around. What would happen with the #1 overall pick should Indianapolis get it? We are finally here on draft night, and Marshall Faulk, Peyton Manning's successor, is in fact Andrew Luck, with Peyton Manning gone from Indianapolis.
It is, and from this point forward, Andrew Luck, like I said earlier, has to be Andrew Luck. He cannot be Peyton Manning. He cannot try to replace Peyton Manning. He has to go and be the quarterback that he is, and hopefully Ryan Grigson and the Indianapolis Colts can build around this guy the infrastructure Peyton Manning had around him.
And the interesting thing is he's not going to replace Peyton.
I've been stuck in this process. I haven't been able to live the life I want to live. Taking the joy out of this game. And after 2016, where I played in pain and was unable to regularly practice, I made a vow to myself that I would not go down that path again. I find myself in a similar situation, and the only way forward for me is to remove myself from football in this cycle that I've been in.
Feels like we're on the edge right now. I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. All these voices in my head get loud. I wish that I could shut them out. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down.
Yeah. I guess I'm a disappointment. Doing everything I can, I don't wanna make you disappointed. It's annoying. I just wanna make you feel like everything I ever did was never trying to make an issue for you. But I guess the more you thought about everything, you were never even wrong in the first place, right? Yeah, I'ma just ignore you, walking towards you. With my head down, looking at the ground, I'm embarrassed for you. Paranoia. What did I do wrong this time? That's parents for you. Very loyal. Should've had my back, would you put a knife in my hands for? What else should I carry for you? I care for you, but on the edge right now. I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. All these voices in my head get loud. I wish that I could shut them out. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. Yeah. You don't wanna make this work, you just wanna make this worse. Want me to listen to you, but you don't ever hear my words. You don't wanna know my hurt yet. Let me guess. You want an apology, probably. How can we keep going at a rate like this? We can't, so I guess I might have to leave. Please don't come after me. I just wanna be alone right now. I don't really wanna think it all. Go ahead, just drink it all. Both know you're gonna call them all like nothing's wrong. Ain't that what you always do? I feel like every time I talk to you, you're in an awful mood. What else can I offer you? There's nothing left right now. I give it all to you. On the edge right now. I wish that I could say I'm proud. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let you down. All these voices in my head get loud. I wish that I could shut them out. I'm sorry that I let you down. Let talk down to me, that's not gonna work now. Packed all my clothes and I moved out. I don't even wanna go to your house. Every time I sit on that couch, I feel like you lecture me. Eventually, I bet that we could've made this work and probably would've figured things out. But I guess I'm a letdown, but it's cool, I checked out. Oh, you wanna be friends now? Okay, let's put my fake face on and pretend now. Sit around and talk about the good times. That didn't even happen. I mean, why are you laughing? Must have missed that joke. Let me see if I can find a reaction. No, but at least you're happy. Feels like we're on the edge right now. Wish that I could say I'm proud. Sorry that I let you down. Oh, I let you down. All these voices in my head get loud, and I wish that I could shut them out. Sorry that I let you down. Oh, I let you down. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, no. Yeah, I'm sorry.